Welcome to Macroeconomics. A vector. Okay. Alright folks, welcome to the next lecture in macroeconomics. Today we're going to be taking a look at the different types of resources. Now, if you remember last lecture, we were talking about the scarcity of resources. In other words, you can't have everything you want. For example, if you want 100 iPhones, you probably don't have enough money to buy them. So resources are scarce, and that was the moral of our previous lecture. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 4 types of resources. So let's start with the first type of resource, and that's going to be shown by one of our 4 students. So let's see, what is our first resource? Let's see. Okay, Abraham, please show the audience what our first resource is. Okay. He's coming up here. He's coming up here, and he's taking it. He's taking it. Okay, he's taking it. Bring it up here. Let's see what he's got for the first resource. Let's see what he's got. He's got a teddy bear. Teddy bear. Capital. That's what he said. The teddy bear represents capital. Okay, good, good, good. And it's actually a type of capital called as human capital. But we'll take a look at it later. Okay. Next up, what is our next type of resource? Let's see what our next type of resource is. Okay. So our next type of resource is pretty dangerous, and it may even kill me. But let's see what it is. Yes. Yes. Please show it to the audience. What our next type of resource is. It's a hammer. Now, what does this hammer represent? It represents labor, but it also represents death, so don't do it. So this is going to represent labor, okay? Okay, so this hammer is going to represent labor, okay? And of course, labor is when people work or they do their jobs. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Good, good. Those are different types of workers. Now, let's see what our next type of resource is. Yes, yes. Oh, that's not resource. I'm sorry. Okay. Please show it to the audience.
We have land.
Land. So land is one of the 4 types of resources, and any natural resource you can find in a land. What are some of the natural resources we can find on land? Trees, minerals, ores. Good. Now, our final type of the 4 resources is the one that most people want. Can you show it to the audience, please?
$1 bill.
A dollar bill. Now,
Economics.
who wants this? Homeless people, but more specifically, entrepreneurs. And that's why our second and last resource is entrepreneurship.
That's a very
Entrepreneurship. Okay, now, I don't know how to spell it, but that's okay.
No,
okay.
You don't have enough space.
And finally, back to his iPad he goes. Now, capital. I want the audience to tell me what are the 3 types of capital. Capital, capital, capital. Yes.
Human capital, physical capital, and financial capital.
Good. So we have 3 types of capital. Human capital. That's the one that Abraham showed us, the teddy bear. Okay. The next type of capital is physical capital. Okay, what's an example of physical capital? Tell me. Yes.
Jobs?
No, it could be a building or an office or something physical. And finally, what is our last type of capital?
Financial.
Yeah, what's an example of that? No, let's not do that in our classroom, please. Let's not do that. Financial capital. Now, okay, I need everyone to focus here.
You're making me start.
No. Now, tell me, what is the payment system? What is the type of payment we need for this? What type of payment do you want for capital?
Interest.
It's interest. Okay, interest.
Because you need the money to increase.
Okay. Now, next up is entrepreneurship. And that's, of course, the dollar bill, okay? Now, what is the definition of entrepreneurship? Yes.
Can I give you an example?
Okay, give me an example.
CEO.
A CEO is a type of entrepreneur, that's right. And a CEO wants to make what? What is their payment system? What do they want to make? Profit. They want to make money. They want to make profit. Good. So profit is the magic word. Profit is the payment system for entrepreneurs. Now, what is the definition of entrepreneurship? Well, it's when you can use scarce resources to do what? I'm going to ask the audience here. Use scarce resources to?
Use scarce resources to fuel the world.
We saw it before. What is it?
To make money.
Not to make money, but to
help others.
To help others or to meet social needs.
Yes,
to meet social needs. So for example, if people want to buy food, you open up a grocery store. If people want to buy medicine, you open up a pharmacy. Okay, next up is land. What is the definition of land? Yes.
It's like fields.
Okay, good. So it's basically natural resources, right?
It's like you're collecting one piece of a land.
Good, okay, sure. So natural resources that can be found on land. Now, what is the payment system for a land? What do you have to do at the end of every month if you have
Rent.
a home? Good, rent. Or if you have a home, you might call it mortgage, but if you have an apartment, you probably call it rent, and that's the word we're going to go with. Finally, we have labor. Now, labor is pretty simple. The definition of labor, yeah? Jobs, workers, yeah, that's basically it. Labor is pretty that simple. Now, what's the payment system for labor? Do we know? What at the end of every month or every week, if you have a job, what do you get?
Checks.
No, you get
Money.
salary.
Salary.
Or wages. They're both the same.
Eat my salary.
Okay, so salary and wages. All right. So now let's go ahead and review the 4 types of resources we have. Okay, and at the top, I'm just gonna write down resources. These are the 4 types of resources. Now,
Excuse me, one of our students is eating our
so
orders.
let's look at capital. First and foremost, capital. I have 4 people in the room. We're each gonna explain one of these. Okay, let's begin with Ajanta. Please explain capital.
Well, capital, we have 3 examples. So
Oh yeah, you can come up here and bring your 3 examples, or just bring an example of capital. Yeah. And show it to the audience so that they can really understand what capital is.
So
Okay.
basically, capital, there's 3 examples. So my brother used a teddy bear, but we don't need it for now. So 3 examples are human capital, physical capital, and financial capital. So human means basically workers or something. Physical capital, which are buildings for tutorials.
Okay.
You have to have a setting for one place in order to start.
Okay.
And there's a financial capital where
You need money or checks or something to start your business, right?
Yeah.
And what's the payment?
your payment is your interest.
Explain that. Well, if I go to the bank and I put some money,
Oh, you
Uh-huh.
you put some money, and every time you put money,
it gets more.
gains.
It gains money, yeah. Because the bank puts an interest. So if I put like $5, 10 days later, I'm going to find $10. 10 days later, I'll find $20. Because there's interest. My money keeps growing. Right? Okay, good job, good job, good job. Okay, next student. Who wants to explain entrepreneurship? Yes, Abraham. Please try your best to get up here and explain entrepreneurship. Oh, come here so the people can see you. And bring something to show entrepreneurship. Bring something. You can do the next one, yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Explain. What is entrepreneurship? Yeah. Here, this one. Money. That's all we needed to say. That was the magic word. Money. Okay? All about using limited resources to meet social needs. And how, if you do that in a good way, in a successful way, you're going to make a lot of money. Okay. Next one. Who wants to explain the next one? Land. Yes. Please come up here, Professor. Saborno Isaac Berry. Yes, what is land? Explain. Show it to the people.
Land is natural resource, a piece of something that is terrain, a piece of terrain. That's what land is.
Okay.
Natural resources.
Okay, explain it to the audience while you're being lifted up. Explain what land is.
Okay, so land is a piece of terrain
Okay.
that costs a bit of money. It's a piece of terrain that contains a few types of natural resources.
Okay,
like wood,
good.
trees, plants, etc.,
Good.
etc.,
Okay, so land is all about using and harnessing the natural resources on a land like coal, like gold, like oil, like mines, okay? And of course, the payment system for land is rent. Finally, you have labor, which is all about jobs and workers, and the payment system for labor is salary and wages. All right, folks, that's it. All right, folks, that's it for this lecture on macroeconomics. We'll check you out next time.
Embedded plus MKO plus scaffolding equals learning. We believe anyone can learn anything. That's why our motto is memorization is a crime. And that's why we partnered with Brilliant.
Brilliant transforms math and science into hands-on activities so that you too can understand everything from first grade math to E equals MC squared. Barry Science Lab and Brilliant is your MKO, and will give you the scaffolding to expand your ZPD until you become the next Sir Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein.
Visit brilliant.org/Barry Science Lab today. And the first 50 of you to use that link will get a 20% discount on the Brilliant annual subscription.
Don't forget that you too can become the next Einstein. So let's fall in love with math and science.